Hello, good afternoon, everybody, or evening, or morning, wherever you may be. It's Colin with Mex Life Realtors here in beautiful La Paz, Baja, California. I just wanted to talk to any of you that are seriously considering buying a property here in Paradise, perhaps right here in La Paz. And you need to understand some crucial things. And the first and foremost, you need to understand who is truly working for you. It's a very important topic, and a lot of people don't really think about that. This is kind of a secret that not every agent will tell you, and some will probably be mad at me for sharing it, but I don't care. Anyway, because this is about you, and you need to know that the agent that has his name on the sign or is already working for somebody. He's working for the seller. So when a listing agent takes on a property, they've signed a contract, they've made a commitment and a promise to the seller to get two things. One is the highest price for the property, and number two is the best terms for their client. Now, I've made that commitment myself. We all understand that. And if you come directly to me with a house that I have listed, I have to tell you that I have to uphold my promise to my original client, the first person that I signed. That was the person I made the promise to first, the seller. And that's the case with every agent in the industry. And if it's not the case, I have a question for you. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because I've even seen sellers get upset when their own agent that they hired seems to be working harder for the buyer's demands than for the person that hired them that owns the property. And really, you don't want to be in that situation. You have an agent, you think he's protecting you, and he's legally obligated to serve you, and now he's working for the other side, right? So it's a bit of a conflict of interest. Straight up, I'm going to say it, I said it, right? And the only way, really the only way to ensure that the process is transparent and that you achieve your best outcome is to hire somebody, a dedicated buyer's representative, right? Somebody that's working for you and you alone. My job isn't just to show you houses. My legal and my professional obligation is to protect you. So when you hire me, you get undivided loyalty. Your needs come first, period. And that's how it should be. Am I right? So, taking my market expertise, let's talk about the value of that loyalty, right? It starts with the properties themselves, right? My goal isn't just to find you a house that ticks all the boxes, right? But it's to ensure that you understand the true value, of what you're purchasing, right? When we begin our market education phase, we'll look at a wide range of properties. And, because I know all the neighborhoods and La Paz very intimately, right? And not just La Paz, but really all of southern Baja here. I could tell you exactly, what's going on with the property. You might look at two properties that, seemingly are equal, and they have a drastically different prices. And, this can happen all the time. Why is the price lower? Well, it could be an infrastructure issue. It could be an infrastructure issue with the house itself. It could be with the neighborhood. Maybe the water's not so good in that neighborhood, the supply. There's a whole bunch of reasons, that neighborhood isn't as great as whatever. Maybe there's future development coming that's planned nearby, which makes it goes up, maybe makes it go down. Zoning restrictions. There's a whole host of reasons that properties can be different prices. Higher price could happen. It just reflects a verified value of that house, plain and simply. Superior lot placement, high quality finishes, construction, high quality construction, a more clear title history. All these things, add up. So we aren't just browsing listings. We're building a profile of the market so that when we do find the one that ticks all your boxes, you're absolutely confident that the price is justified and that the property is the best investment for you, and I can advise you on that very, very well. That's my job. So, we could talk about, the financial certainty, like closing costs, okay? Closing costs is a big thing. You need to know what the closing costs are. Eliminate any financial surprises. Very important. So this is why we want to focus on knowing your exact closing costs. Now, I can just tell you right now, straight up, that they're about 2.5% usually. It can be anywhere from 2% to 3%. It depends. So when you're budgeting on a property in Mexico, I would always just say, just put in your mind it's 3%, okay? And this is like taxes, notary fees, registering the property, your fideicomiso cost. So if we budget 3% up front, you're going to avoid the stress and ensure that when we get to the final of it all and the actual figure comes in, you're often met with you think 3%, you could be met with a pleasant surprise and not a big shock. So that's important. And that happens like before you even put in the offer. You should know that. So, that's maybe something a lot of people don't stress and think about, but to me, you need to know. I don't want you to have to scramble later trying to come up with that money. It should be built right into your price. So we need to ensure that every number is accounted for on your side, and we're going to do that. So you heard me mention about the fideicomiso, and what the fideicomiso is how we manage the legal system here. This is how a foreigner is able to purchase a property here in Mexico. So it's called a fideicomiso, which is a bank trust. So it's a trust that the bank holds for you in your name for that property. This is common, it's safe, it's necessary. That's the way the law works here. So you need to know there's a few things. The most important thing to know is that with a fideicomiso, you have all the same rights as a regular landowner, property owner. You can build on it, you can renovate, you can build a casino, all those things that you can do with a property, you can do with this fideicomiso. You can rent it, you could rent it on Airbnb, you can sell it, you can transfer the fideicomiso to another person if you want to sell it to another foreigner, or you can just take it out and cancel it, and a Mexican person can buy it. So it's also used by locals too. You passed or whatever, you could set up a beneficiary, right? And so that would go directly to that person, whether it's your wife, your children, one of your children. It goes directly to them. And so a lot of estate planning here would go that way, because it doesn't go to probate. When you're listed as a beneficiary on the fideicomiso, it goes directly to the beneficiary, doesn't go through probate, doesn't go through anything. They just get the property. So that's why locals use it too. It's just how it's done down here. Okay, so and my job is to simplify this entire legal process, provide you with all the protection, right, and make it easy for you, seamless, right? So like on the legal side, let's just say, okay, we get that great house, put the offer in, get it accepted, okay? And the process is from there is we immediately get the lawyer involved. I got some great lawyers, and the best of the best. Typically we always use the same company, just wonderful family company, excellent, super good lawyers, and best legal minds in La Paz, okay? Now, they're working exclusively for you. You're not using the same lawyer that the seller's using. You got your own lawyer, okay? So they're representing you just like me. We have our own team, okay? And, they will, first thing that they're going to do, okay, is the due diligence, right? The title search, and make sure everything's tickety-boo. And we pre-vet all that anyway, but the lawyer goes through it all, which is great, okay? And the bank will also go through everything in title search as well. So you're very well protected in that way. And then they're going to apply for your fideicomiso with the with the ministry to get approval for it. Okay, that usually takes a few weeks, couple weeks, could take a month. But once that's done and it's accepted, your offer's accepted, at that point can move forward. Now, typically down here, it's a 10% down deposit usually, okay? And the rest gets paid once your your trust is approved. Then everybody goes down to the lawyer, okay, and sign down there. Now, we use escrow, okay? It's safe. It's a third party holding the money. It's the best way to go. So your 10% deposit, the lawyer will set it up. It'll go directly to the escrow account. Okay, that's American company usually, right? Pretty much American companies we used to do that. They're going to have the money in the escrow account, the deposit, okay? And then, we're going to do the due diligence. I'm going to always recommend that you get a house inspection. It's going to cost about $1,000, but you know what? It always pays for itself. There's always some issue, that hopefully it's nothing structural, but if there was, they'd find it. And they'll always find something. And it's a negotiation tool, because we're going to base one of the clauses, right? It's based on a house inspection. Okay, so we're going to make sure everything's good with the house and tickety-boo. There's always going to be something that'll leave room for negotiation, or you can say, hey, you need to fix that before the closing, right? So this is a must, okay? So your 10% deposit goes in. We do all the due diligence. We get the home inspection. Terms on there, either accepted or not. Okay, fine and dandy. Your trust gets approved. Okay, and your money's in escrow, protected. Okay, until the day that we all go down. I'm with you. The lawyer's coming with us, and we're going down to the notario, who's the god of the property down here. And they're the ones that register your property and transfer the title. Okay, so we all go down there. The seller's going to be there. They're going to sign off on it. You're going to sign your fideicomiso papers. You're going to transfer the final money into the escrow account. Okay, and then once everything's all signed and the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, the notario's going to say, okay, now it's your property. We're going to send these papers away to be filed, but you got possession of that house and you're good. They'll give you temporary papers to transfer your utility bills and so forth, and you can take possession, and your trust will follow behind. It could take a month or two. I've seen it take even a little longer, but doesn't matter. It's coming to you. You've got it all settled, right? So this is until it's fully recorded, you still have possession, so that's good. Okay, you're all signed off, and this is how things work here. You're protected every step of the way, and you don't need to manage any of it. You don't need to manage the bank. You don't need to manage the lawyer, the escrow. All of that is my job. Okay, and there's no cost for me. My commission comes out of the seller's commission. So the listing realtor's going to get a part of it, and I'm going to get a part of it, and everything I do for you is of no cost to you, and you're going to get the best service, right? I'm going to protect you all the way through it. I'm going to protect you and your family while we do it, and make it as seamless and as easy as possible. Okay, so that's the summary of it all, really. Okay, you're going to have my undivided loyalty and commitment to you and to you alone. Okay, market certainty. We're going to buy a house that you're going to know its true value. I'm going to explain it all to you, right? You've got financial certainty, no surprise closing costs. We've got that all laid out. Legal protection, right? Secure closing, managed through escrow and top counsel. Okay, the best lawyer in town we got. All right, and if you're serious about finding your dream home here in La Paz, without the headaches and financial surprises, let me put my expertise to work for you. I would love to help you find your little slice of paradise. And if you, if you're interested in it, the next step is easy. Call or email me today, and let's start your personalized market education. Okay, you can post in the comments. I'll get back to you. You can call me directly at 52612-201-381 here in Mexico. You can call my American number. You can call me at 831-201-0480. Okay. And my name is Colin James. I'm with Mex Life Realtors, where you come first. So if you're thinking about it and you've wanted to come to La Paz, if it's your first time, you want to rent, I'm happy to help you find a place to rent. Check it out. Gosh, it's a great life here. It's very tranquilo. It's, the food is great. The beaches, incredible. It's sunny all the time, all winter long. The days are beautiful and sunny. There's just, so the water is beautiful. It's warm. It's nice. Everything about Mexico has been so good to me. I've been here now, oh boy, it's creeping up on 11 years. I can't believe it. But it's safe. Everything that you might have heard that's negative it's just not true. You would have a hard time finding your way into trouble here. You really would. The trouble is not going to come find you. If you're out doing some bad stuff and you get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, yeah, something could happen, I suppose. But that, that could happen to you in any Canadian city and any American city. But here, let me tell you what. If you're just down here with your family and you're a tourist or like me, a resident, you're very welcome here. You're welcomed with open arms. And if you just show a little bit of respect, you get 10 times back what you show. The Mexican people are just fantastic. I feel so blessed to, have been taken in my adoptive country. It's a really great life here. It's a great investment. Something I really should mention is investment wise, the capitalization rate is great. You can rent Airbnb, you can rent your house by the month. You can do really well on that. But if you're buying for lifestyle, it's great. But either way, it's a great investment. The Baja's being discovered. Cabo's gone kind of crazy and prices up there really high. La Paz is a lot more reasonable, but it's been discovered. The world's changing, right? Now people are working remotely. They're able to work on their computers and stuff, and so a lot of people are moving to places like this, and you notice that. It's all these paradises of the world. People are leaving. They're unplugging. They're pulling out. They're coming here for a more tranquil life. The food is great. It's fresh vegetables everywhere. The lifestyle. It's just healthy. You get outside. You can go walk on the beach. You can go bicycling. You can do that any day of the year, pretty much. It's a really wonderful place to live. So if you're thinking about it, you better get down here and see it. But be warned, you may get hooked just like me, and then wind up wanting to be Mexican. It's just that way. It really sticks to you. It's so peaceful and tranquilo. The culture's wonderful. The food's wonderful. The climate, it's really sweet. So my name is Colin. I'm with Mex Life Realtors here, and please, if I've helped you, I hope so. And if you have any more questions, feel free to send them my way. Okay, and if you like the video, thanks for liking it. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Follow me. I've got a lot of great videos all around the city, markets. You can see what life around La Paz is like. It's just a wonderful place. So check those other videos out, and we'll talk to you soon. Checking out. Bye for now.